Hello, Brother Monroe here. Welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, where I am doing a scenario sent in by my by long-term support of the channel at Telemonian Dan. Thank you very much. And it is Germany versus Russia, 2 battlecruisers each, 1916. But there is a budget, and the budget is quite tight. I think 45 million. That's going to be a tough one. So I'm actually going to go with the Battlecruiser 1 rather than the 2. And we're going to go for a small one. Right around there. Just going to be a wee little slip of a thing. I think... You know what? I'm just going to go cheap towers. That's a fairly big drop-off, so we'll go with the rear tower 4. Bum. Yep, small. Well, if you can call 20,000 tons particularly small, it's kind of heavy cruiser-sized late game, I suppose. Right, coal? No, oil. That's fairly fancy tech, but usually worth it. 37. What? Oh, it's just a weird thing. There we go. Go for a 2 funnel setup. Gives me -1 smoke, which is fine. Yeah, I love the World War I era. You get a lot more interesting ships, and I do love the casement designs. Oh, one thing I could do actually is I could move all that back. Gives a kind of rakish look. Guns, what do we got? 14 Mark II, 13 Mark III. I'm going to go 13s then. Nothing too fancy. I'd say World War I's probably where Dreadnoughts really shines. You've got a lot of options. Interwar can be really good as well, and so can the early 1930s. Now then, we're just fighting another battlecruiser, so the casements, if I went with 7s, don't get excited, chat. Yeah, the roll's way too high. 6s could do something. 53 roll, that's much too high. Yeah, probably looking at 4s then. They can still help against the less armoured bits of the ship. So if we look at the default armour scheme here, you know, they can hurt the superstructure for sure. But I'm not going to add any other secondary guns. Yeah, casement armor gets maxed out, but it's by caliber. So if you go with a big casement, then it puts the same as the belt armor on. But if you go with a light secondary one, it reduces the armor automatically. Right. See how fast we can get this thing to go. I don't want to go nuts on speed. Tw 28 knots. Let's go medium on those two. Like an auxiliary diesel engine. Gun-wise, cheap better. Of those two, I'd rather have TNT and heavy shells. Turtleback scheme, that's an interesting one. Get that surprisingly early. 1%? 1%? Yeah, 1%. Torpedo protection I'm not going to need. I'll bring a 1 just in case. And we'll bring a double bomb hull again just in case. Standard crew quarters. We'll bring a train. No, regular crew. No, we'll bring a regular crew. Hydrophone, rangefinder, and then armor. So I want at least 13 on the gun, 4 on the top. It's a turtleback scheme, so adding more armor is going to be tricky, but we'll go with that. What do you think, chat? Unarmored 7s. Yeah, unarmored casements are not the best. Like if you have a 7-inch gun, that's a pretty big gun, and you can get a pretty large ammo detonation and cause problems. But 4s are small enough that if they get hit, it's not gonna do too much. So my budget was 45 million. So I am under budget. So I could spend some more money if I wanted to, but I actually quite like the ship. But what we can do is we can get more. We can get a better crew. We could go all the way up to. We could go all the way up to 100, which is pointless, by the way, if you go up to beyond 84. But we can do that, and then displacement is just getting in the way. So we'll go for that. I'm under budget. Always good to be under budget. Let's go. I don't know, there's a little bit of a weight offset, but it's fine. It's not enough to concern ourselves with. Tested the budget, they're using the larger hull. Oh, well. Got to surprise you somehow. The fuck, Russia? That is a huge ship, and I'm pretty sure it has 2 turrets on it. Oh my word, so we have the Goban and the Pardon. I think they look good. Now this type of ship's really, really interesting to me, because if you could build something like this in the campaign, and this is 1916, so in 1916 you have a 28 knot, 20,000 ton battlecruiser with 13-inch guns, right? That's, you know, into the 1930s, World War II era, that's a pretty nice little heavy cruiser. You know, the 13-inch guns are much, much heavier than other heavy cruisers. It's still reasonably fast. It has kind of heavy cruiser-ish armor on it. I would love to see if you could refit it, like give it Krupp 4 so you get a bit of displacement back. Put radar on it, better rangefinders, stuff like that. That would be really interesting. Yeah. The Washington Naval Treaty would not kill these because of the capital ship tonnage, or because, assuming we live in a world where Germany signed the Washington Naval Treaty as a naval power, you know, the Washington Naval Treaty exists and these ships exist. Because they're existing ships, they would count as part of Germany's tonnage. So Germany might choose to scrap them, they might not. The 35,000 tons, and they're under the 35,000 tons. They're over the cruiser limits, but those were introduced. No, I think they were 10,000 tons, so they wouldn't be able to reclassify them as heavy cruisers, and they have more than 8-inch guns. But as long as they kept them as battlecruisers, they could keep them. But it would count to their capital ship tonnage limit. Yeah, that's true. Refitting the steel, but I don't know. If there was some way in the refit system to get a little bit more displacement out, that would be amazing. Right, what have you got for me, AI? Oh, it has wing turrets, but of smaller caliber, 13s and 11s. Okay, so we have the same number of 13-inch guns each, in that we both have 6, but triple turrets in 1916, that's potentially a pretty tricky proposition. Yep, guns on the 11s. Yep, a couple of guns on the top. I could have done that with these ones as well, by the way, but didn't. Because it's not really too much point having a couple of 2-inch guns. We get the first hit in. That's annoying. Trying to get all our guns firing. There we go. Okay, we do a lot more damage when we hit them. That's good to know. Two more hits. Will the Russians explode? Yes, indeed. Place bets. We have the Omsk, which is firing torpedoes at me. Run away. Run away. Ballistite TNT-2, few bulkheads, 27.4 knots. Armour is pretty pathetic. It's not terrible, but it's not great. Light shells, standard amount. Bobette 2, still 3. Reinforced bulkheads. Yep, 2. I guess what the flash fire chance on that is actually pretty tricky. Scan torpedo launcher, that's nice. Where are the torpedo launchers? 2 on the side. Okay. I think we have avoided. But that's a nasty little trick they've got. Braids of Robin. Yep. Indeed. Is he turning so he can fire the the other side of the torps. I bet he is. He's reloaded anyway. Fucking ricochet. A target lock bug. Less than ideal. Shoot. Lovely. That is going to be a hard one to avoid. Nope. Oh, God bless that torpedo belt. Oh, okay. By Omsk. My second ship has torp near it. Pardon? Thought she was in the clear. So then, kind of lost all speed completely. Down to auxiliary engine, I think. Not sure why. She's got a little bit of water inside, but that can really affect the early ships. Bum 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 bum. Why is speed slide of sector 1 not? That's a good question. Oh, it'll be the anti-avoidance system kicking in. Thank you, eagle-eyed chat. That would explain it. Torpedo, but because we're headed right at the enemy, that's hopefully going to be a bit easier to avoid. I genuinely wish I could just turn the anti-avoidance system off. I don't think it's ever done anything I want it to do. Turning into a little bit of a chase here on the Orenburg. Oh, I've just noticed the Gerben only has his rear turret. The front two turrets have actually been disabled, which isn't the best. Let's get her to retreat then. It's pretty much down to the Barden then. Flooding hit on the Orenburg. Couple more hits. Bum, 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 bum. Well, she might get totally disarmed, but her rear turret's still firing away. Fuck. Oh no, they fired that at the that's fired at the Gerben. Oh, that was a bit of a waste then. Thought they'd be firing it at the Barden. Good hits. Oh, how much do these cost? 49 million. Okay. So we're punching above our weight. That's good. Yeah, yeah, they do look nice, very clean with without the secondaries. But they've got the little 4-inch casement guns, so which should shoo away destroyers and like. Orenburg though in trouble. Captain dead, a lot of flooding, all the engines are down, and sinks. Huh. Well, there we go. A nice, cheap little Battlecruiser that I think could maybe serve as a heavy cruiser, effectively, later on in the game. I really wish we could see the campaign, so we could work out if that's actually a good investment, and that's what you should be looking to do. But yeah, I like that ship. That's a nice one. Thank you for the scenario, and thank you those of you for watching. I'll see you again soon for some more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Bye for now.